Welcome to this channel about keeping small tropical lizards such as anoles and grass lizards into compact bioactive enclosures. My name is Vincent and this is a quick video with some updates on the anoles I have and some Bromeliad updates. So a quick video this time. I'm actually really busy privately, work-wise, and also this weekend is the Ham Expo in Germany where I have to prepare some stuff for, but yeah, I really want to get a video out weekly, so to get the structure towards it and also for more experience, so my videos will get better and better. I'm doing a sort of things and thoughts method this video. The things I will explain in this part of the video and the thoughts I will share at the end of the video in the some last words part. Okay, I will just go enclosure by enclosure and give a short update. So here are my Anolis Christophi, maybe you know that by now, and yeah, some sad news here. So I actually had a third hatchling and it didn't make it, which is really a pity because the Christophi is typically a species which is vanishing more and more from the hobby. I'm actually in contact with some other anole enthusiasts now, and yeah, they know like 2 other people besides me who have them. There's apparently a breeder in Germany who has a couple of pairs, 3 or 4, and there's a person that I know in the Netherlands who has two pairs, and then me. So yeah, I really want to get these guys going, and more on that at the thoughts part of this video. This enclosure is empty now, so I rehoused my Anolis Lucius, will show you in a sec, and I trimmed it a little bit, and I'm getting a really cool species for this enclosure this Saturday, and I will share that in the coming week or the week after. In this enclosure there were 4 juveniles, 3 I rehoused, and now there's only 1 left, a female Anolis bauruensis, and this one is actually reserved already, so I will not sell this female at the Ham Expo, but at the Houte Expo in the Netherlands 1 week later. And yeah, so in this enclosure is for, I shared it already, Tachyromus maragdinus. I'm getting a small group, 1 male, 2 females, and yeah, they will get into this enclosure coming Saturday. And then this female has to go to a nursery enclosure for 1 week. Then my tall enclosure, so I rehoused my Anolis Lucius, and yeah, it was really challenging. So I tried to catch them in their enclosure, but I couldn't do it. And then I actually waited an hour after the lambs were out, and I actually caught them outside of the enclosure. So one by one I poked them out of the enclosure, and then outside of the enclosure I could pick them up really easily. So maybe that's a technique I will use more in the future. And now they are called the cave anole, and yeah, the female actually went into the cave. Maybe we can see her tail. No, it's a lot of reflection. You can see my living room. And yeah, so they really are using the cave. And before the Lucius I had 5 babies in here, and they are all rehoused to the nursery enclosures. We go there in a sec. Here nothing happened, Tachyromus dorsalis, and they go into this new enclosure that will be finished in a couple of months. And then here I get a new Anolis species. I already know which one, but I will share that later. Also here with the Phelsuma cepedianus, nothing happened, not showing. Here's some good news. My Anolis bauruensis breeding pair, and actually yesterday I had 2 new babies on 1 day, so the egg which is here. I saw it was hatched, and then I started, hey cricket, looking for them a little bit, and to my surprise I found two, and they are both successfully rehoused to the nursery enclosures. So that's it regarding main enclosures. And then I have to get a chair, get up a bit. The nursery enclosure, so this Anolis trinitatis male I rehoused from the enclosure very fast that we saw where the juveniles were in, and this was actually really a surprise. So I was refurbishing my Tachydromus smaragdinus enclosure, and by getting everything out of it I found 5 eggs. 3 were already damaged. I think that Tachydromus ate it, and 2 were still okay, so I put it in an incubator. Normally I don't do that anymore, but I had to do it. There was 1 bigger egg, 1 really small one. The bigger egg actually didn't make it, so it really molted, and yeah, the small egg, it just didn't hatch, but it felt good, so I kept it. And then finally an Anolis trinitatis came out of it, and I was like, that's strange. But actually before the Tachydromus smaragdinus, a little bit my Anolis trinitatis female was in there. So but yeah, it took I think around like 7 or 8 months before that egg hatched, and I hoped a bit it was a female because there are not enough females in the hobby, but yeah, it's a male, and it's actually already reserved, so I will sell it at the Ham Expo this weekend. In this enclosure are my Anolis Christophi babies, and they are really skittish, so I will not disturb them. Then in this enclosure, really cool news, but there is my very first Anolis Lucius Hatchling. So I'm also breeding those now, and this one was actually really easy to catch. So they're also quite big already out of the egg, so it was just jumping around between the parents, and they left it alone completely, and in the night I could take it off a leaf and put it in here. So yeah, my very first Anolis Lucius hatchling, and there's actually a second clutch of eggs in the enclosure, so I will get more. Then in here we have a Anolis baudoquensis male, my biggest one. This one is already reserved. This one goes away together with the female that we saw before in this video. I'll also show a picture of this one. There's a really nice picture of this one, and a really nice specimen. So my biggest Anolis baudoquensis offspring. I have to move the chair a bit. Then in here we have then the last Anolis baudoquensis of the first 2 clutches, and I hope it's a female. And yeah, so this one I still have. She's alone in this enclosure. And then in my final nursery enclosure there are now 5 babies of Anolis baudoquensis, so from 3 different clutches. And actually when my Anolis trinitatis male is gone, I will move the 2 biggest males from this nursery enclosure to the other nursery enclosure, because they are already a bit busy with themselves or with each other, and also snapping at the smaller ones. I think this is a female, and they are like bullying her a little bit. So that's all the updates on the animals. Then a few Bromeliad updates, maybe fun to do. But I'm actually really lucky with this one. So they were not growing any new ones for months, and I thought, hey, maybe they will not go at all anymore. But then finally this one came out, and it's actually at the perfect spot. So it will fill this front part of the enclosure here. Then in this enclosure, exactly what I was hoping that would happen is happening now. So actually there, this one is quite big already, grows really fast, but new Bromeliad is growing, and also here, and this one is at the perfect spot. So this one will really grow nicely around this piece of core bark. And so there's the female that is already reserved. So that's the second Bromeliad update and then the last one in this enclosure, and this enclosure really needs a lot of time, and I already showed that one is growing a new one. Also this one is growing a new one, but in the wrong direction, so I hope it will come out eventually. But the one on the back is also growing a new one there. So yeah, the plants are growing nicely. And that's it for the main part of this video, the updates on my Anoles. So 4 new babies, 1 didn't make it unfortunately, and the Bromeliads. So yeah, the last words part of this video, and I have a couple of thoughts I want to share. And maybe first of all, yeah, this is the last video I am gonna make with this camera. I'm actually using an 8-year-old phone now, and tomorrow I will be getting a new phone. It's a model from 2023, and apparently it has a very good camera, so I will start making videos with that camera. And yeah, in the future I do want to get a more professional camera, but I will probably get that around the Christmas holidays. I actually bought a camera from Amazon. It was like 200 euros. I did a test video, but the quality of that camera was worse than from this 8-year-old phone. So yeah, next video with a new camera, so hopefully the quality is better, and further in the future a professional camera. Yeah, then the thoughts. So I actually met a new Anoles enthusiast, and we really had some nice communication, and now I shared my wish list with the species or genuses that I want, and he didn't have any of them, but he does have a genus that I am interested in. But yeah, he told me like I'm only selling these to a stable breeder, he called it, and so I asked like, yeah, well, what is a stable breeder? And yeah, he mentioned like 3 things. So first of all, you seriously try to breed them. So you have a breeding pair and you try to breed them. Secondly, if you get offspring, you also inform the person that you got them from. So other people know, hey, you have offspring of that genus, and then maybe together you can try to make new breeding pairs. And third of all, you also try to find new stable breeders yourself to get a breeding pair there. So yeah, the genus is expanding a little bit in the hobby. So yeah, I actually try to embed this now a little bit in my own journey, because in my introduction video I say I want to become a hobby breeder with sort of the same goals as what he said, but I will actually just name it a steady breeder now, so it's a different use of words. And also to my project list I added that I want to become a steady breeder for the Anolis Christophi, and I also want to try to do that fast, so I will try to get a second breeding pair going, and then I can yeah, get more offspring, and also try to find someone who also wants to breed them. And yeah, maybe he has a genus that I like, and he actually is maybe interested in the Christophi, so yeah, maybe we can do an exchange there. Yeah, then regarding Ham this weekend, said it a few times already, but I am getting a group, 1 male, 2 females of the Tachydromus smaragdinus. They are smaller animals, so I will not be able to breed them anytime soon, but that's also fine for me, because at the moment all my nursery enclosures are full. And yeah, the other species I get is really cool, we'll show you soon. And then yeah, the final thought is a sort of bridge towards the, I don't have so much space anymore, but I can already notice now with 3 enclosures, you know, I am breeding there successfully in, and already my nursery enclosures are full. So the idea that I have now for the studio is that I will first put a rack there with only nursery enclosures. So maybe 3 layers or 2, so 12 or 18 nursery enclosures. And yeah, then I have a big buffer, and I can actually get everything going here, the 8 main enclosures, to breed from there. And then in the studio I have a bunch of nursery enclosures where I can put the offspring in, and so that way I can move towards the studio and when I have a bit of balance between main enclosures and nursery enclosures, then I can expand from there. So yeah, those are the thoughts. Yeah, as always, thanks for watching. If you are still here, like, subscribe, share. I leave that all up to you, but highly appreciate it. I'm a little bit stuck at 9 followers, so it would be nice to get up to the double digits. And yeah, we will see each other when we get there.